Kevin Warwick je profesor kibernetike i zamjenik prorektora za istraživanje na sveučilištu Coventry u Engleskoj. Inače predavao je i na Oxfordu, Newcastle, Reading sveučilištima, a njegova glavna područja istraživanja su umjetna inteligencija, biomedicinski sustav, robotika i kiborzi. Zahvaljujući načinu istraživanja koje provodi na samom sebi, često za njega kažu da je prvi informacijski čipirani kiborg na svijetu. On u svojim istraživanjima povezuje neuralne implantate sa ljudskim živčanim sustavom dvosmjerno, sa tehnologijom i internetom i prvi je u svijetu postigao direktnu elektronsku komunikaciju između dva ljudska nervna sustava, što je osnova za misaonu komunikaciju. Također povezao je svoj nervni sustav sa internetom kako bi kontrolirao ruku robota preko Atlantskog oceana. Imperial College i Češka akademija za znanost u Pragu nagradili su ga titulom višeg doktora i ima još 9 počasnih doktorata. I evo, veliko mi je zadovoljstvo što će večeras on biti ovdje sa nama. Evo, samo dajte mi jednu sekundu da pozdravimo svi profesora Kevina Warwicka. Good evening, Professor Warwick. How are you?
Hello, Ivane. I'm just fine. Nice to see you all.
Yes, thank you so much for being here with us. We are very excited about your talk.
Well, I'm very excited about your book as well. It's fantastic.
Thank you so much. 2 years ago you were in Zagreb and your arrival caused a lot of media attention. Can you say us what you are doing now and what are the plans for the future?
Well, literally at the moment, we've got some very good results with Parkinson's disease. This is working with surgeons at Oxford, where patients have implants deep in their brain to help them overcome Parkinson's disease. But we're using the electrical activity in the brain into an artificial intelligence system. So we're learning more about what's going on in the brain and finding all sorts of strange results that it can take 20 seconds, 30 seconds even, for a signal in one part of the brain to get to another part of the brain. We think it happens instantly, but it can take signals a long time to get from one place to another. So it's learning a lot more about the brain as opposed to what we don't know, which will help in therapy but take us into a whole new world, I think.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Today is my book promotion and I had the honor of you writing the preface to my book. Can you say a few words about the book?
Yeah, well, I think it's excellent in one big detail. A lot of books, if they're not written by somebody who knows about the technology, then if it's a sociologist or a philosopher, often the technology can be so far away from what's real. And when you're looking to the future, it can be a bit of a joke that it's just not realistic. Whereas your book is excellent. Technically, it's got such a good base to it. You've interviewed hackers and biohackers, and it means when you're looking to what's going to happen, then it's really well-founded, it's realistic, it's believable. So when you're looking at how it changes philosophy, because the philosophy is Descartes and Kant, it really started by this. You link a human brain with a technological brain, and the whole basis for Western philosophy falls apart. So, either philosophy as we know it is dead, or there's a new philosophy now of cyborgs, of cybernetics, which you rightly point to in the book. So I think it's well-founded technically, and that means the philosophy is well-founded as well.
Thank you so much. Can you explain us why you have decided to improve yourself, and do you consider that cybernetics and the computer simulation will impose upgrading as a necessity that will in some way lead to human that will not be a thinking being rather than object of information system that will in the perspective completely be replaced by its dual, by robot?
I hope that we're not completely replaced by robots. There is a possibility, though, as people like Elon Musk have referred to that. I hope that we have a merger, and maybe it changes the thinking, but there's still partly a human in there. So the thoughts are part technological and part thinking in the human sense, as we know it. Alan Turing said that machines think in a different way to humans, so it's a combined form. But for me, I see humans as being quite limited, particularly in how our brains work, and the possibility of improving ourselves by linking our bodies, by linking our brains to technology, I think is enormous. One of the experiments, as you know, one of the experiments I did, I went to America, to Columbia University in New York, and we linked my nervous system into the internet and connected up to a robot hand, a bit like this one here. I don't know if you see the robot hand, but when I moved my hand in New York, my brain signals went across the internet to move the robot hand, which was in England at the time. So it was like extending my nervous system across the internet. So if you look at philosophy of Kant, and he talks about brain and body and the duality of the two, but this completely throws that away, because there was my brain in New York and my body was part technological, and it was in a different country. The whole concept of brain, body, and whatever it is completely thrown up. So when I did that experiment, I was worried more about technically how we were going to make it work and so on. But then when it happened, I thought, God, my brain is actually controlling a robot hand, and I could feel how much force the hand was applying on another continent. I just thought, well, it is so powerful. When everybody gets things like this, what your body is whatever you want it to be. Your brain and your body can be in completely different places, and there's just such an exciting future to the world. And I think it's your book, and we'll be able to bring that to people and make them realise what sort of a future, a very exciting future, lies in store for us.
Yes, thank you. It's very exciting. How do you see the human of the future, for example, in 20 years?
Well, I think with the technology we will see lots of benefits from a therapy point of view, like with Parkinson's disease at the moment. But I know there's a lot of work going on with schizophrenia now, technically helping that, by using electrodes, by understanding what's going on. So I think a lot of humans who have mental problems, and that can be enormous if you include people who eat too much, if you include people who have depression, people who can't get to sleep, which is me sometimes. When you think, well, technology could change all that. In order to get to sleep, maybe you press a button and it sends a stimulus in your brain and that you fall asleep. And hopefully everybody's still awake while I'm talking here. I need to press several buttons and put people awake. But it's just going to change, even in some therapeutic way. And I think that will happen. But the big thing in 20 years is the whole concept of enhancement, which in your book you cover. At the moment, technology is more used to help people who have disabilities. But I think what we're going to see in the 20 years is more experimentation, and it will be accepted that, okay, mentally this is how you are now, but if you want to be much better, if you want to do many more things, you can do. You can enhance yourself using technology.
Thank you so much for this interesting talk. Please say a big hello to your wife Irena. And now we will wave you from Zagreb to say a big hello. Let's wave to Professor Warwick. Yes. Hope to see you soon in Zagreb. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Ivane. Have a good night. And
Thank
hope the book
you.
is a great success. Everybody should buy at least one copy.
Yes. Thank you so much.